Welcome back to EziTorque, fueled by the Eziway Car Club. We're coming at you out of lockdown in a very, very different way. So you joined us at our last podcast, the last episode that we presented to you, where we were all hiding and isolating in our own little abodes. We're still there, but I'm still joined by Curtis, still joined by James, and this time we're going to have a bit of a chat to you about a couple of different cars. James, how's it going there?
Good, mate. On the road to recovery with this eyeball. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad at all. And Curtis, you're still there? You're still with us?
I'm still here, mate. Still here. Still getting through lockdown each week at a time.
Oh, thank you. That's it.
What's your backdrop? Can you just step out the camera so I can see what's behind you?
That was built in lockdown part 1, just to keep me busy and to make sure that I've got somewhere to chill out away from the rest of the family. And when I'm out here tinkering, I can always make myself a coffee or grab a refreshment. I'll start with the Kia Carnival, because obviously with a name like that, it sounds like a party. And in the household, we did name it the party bus. It was our Venga bus. We didn't mind it at all, though. It did what it's meant to do, and it did it very, very well. 2.2 litre diesel, so it went well enough for what it was. I mean, it's hauling 2 ton of metal around. Pretty good on the fuel, and with the amount of room that it has in it, you've got real estate for everyone.
There's plenty. There was definitely it's definitely plenty of car there. I mean, it's been around for a little while now, the Carnival, and I guess everyone knows what it's about. You know, it's simply the family mover for that. Probably for that bigger family, because it's, you know, a step up from your usual 7-seater. It's got 8 seats, doesn't it, Nick? Yeah,
it's got 8 seats in it, and with the way those seats work and fold down and they go right into the floor. If you don't need that last row of seats, you can fit a fair bit into it. I may or may not have helped move a friend's dishwasher at the time I had the Carnival.
So, what features comes in the car? I didn't actually. This is the one car besides that Ranger you're talking about before that I actually didn't get to go on a drive with you. And I like to press buttons because I'm a 12-year-old. What did it come with? Any features?
Look, we had the base model, so it didn't have all the fancy stuff in it. It had Android Auto. It had Apple CarPlay. It had a reasonable sounding stereo in it. It didn't have the heated seats, but you'd expect to get that in maybe the SLI or the Platinum, which are the higher spec models. And Carnival is due for an upgrade as well. So this version of the Carnival that we're seeing on the roads now is about to be superseded, I guess. And we'll start seeing the new Carnival hit the roads very, very shortly.
So still a family car, but, you know, going a little bit smaller now. You also had a Sportage for a little while.
Yes, I put my hand up for the Sportage when they offered it to me, because we know that SUVs in the novated lease space are a big, big, big seller. People love them. We know that the CX-5 is one of the top sellers. The European stuff, your Tiguans and all the rest of it, that moves really, really well. And they're just getting a lot more popular, and they've been popular for a while as well. So being in the Sportage that we were in, again, we were in the S, which is the entry level, so it doesn't have as much fancy stuff as you'd get in the rest of the range, but it does compete very, very well with the competition on the market that it's up against. So against the Mazda CX-5, against your Hyundais and all the rest of it, the Sportage does very, very well. Parked in the car park, I looked out a couple of times and it looked like, in the true Kia way, this big smiley face smiling at me. So what made you smile when you saw the Kia? James, anything in particular?
For a family little SUV, had nice lines, nice alloys, and I didn't really know what price range they were in, but I looked them up, and the S-Wagon is under 30k, and if you have a family and you're on a budget buying and you want a new car that you can look after your family, it's got the 5-star ANCAP safety rating. It's under 30 grand, and there's options. There's 2 litre petrols, and I'm pretty sure they have a 2-litre diesel, a turbo diesel as well. So
Yeah.
You've got your options. It's just a good car if you need a family car, you need a family mover, and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg.
So we've touched on cars, we've touched on isolation, and we can touch on one more thing, and that is we've all got a bit more time on our hands at the moment because we are stuck at home. And like I said earlier, I created my little bit of a man cave here to keep me busy during ISO. James, Curtis, it's the perfect time to tinker with your cars. Any plans? Anything exciting? Anything that we're going to see on your cars in the next couple of weeks once we get out of ISO? What have you been up to?
Well, I recently moved out of the Cruiser and I've got myself into a BT50, a Mazda, and it was actually yesterday. Finally, you bring it up. I've put a tub rack and a new rooftop tent on, and I'm sure the wizards that put this together will put up a few photos. That's been my project now. I've got a boatload of things to do to that car now. There's awnings coming, there's more lights coming, there's a 12-volt setup coming, and I'm sure that you'll all hear about it because I don't shut my mouth about my rig. So yeah, what about you, Kurt? Is there anything on the horizon?
Look, I must admit I'm leaning more towards keeping the purse strings a little tighter this ISO. Nothing in the pipeline, but you can never say never. Thinking about a few exterior modifications, but I'll let you guys know when there's something a little bit more concrete. So let's debut maybe a question of the week or a viewer moment of the week. So we put out a story an Instagram story when we were recording this to ask for anyone that has any questions. Ask them, and we'll address them on the podcast. So this one's for James, provided from a viewer. Where does that kid find all those HSV jumpers? So James, last episode and this one, you've been sporting some HSV attire.
Yes.
You want to fill us in on that?
Yeah, I have no idea where these jumpers come from. All I know is that my old man used to work on the floors of Colin Watson and a lot of dealerships, and he spent a lot of time with HSV, and they always provided him with some clothes. So I'm sure this isn't the last HSV jumper you'll see me in, because I'm a fanboy of the old HSVs. But yeah, they're not mine. They're my old man's, and I just go raid his closet whenever I feel like wearing a HSV jumper. But yeah, that answers that. I'm sure we might see a few more if we keep recording in isolation. But thanks for submitting those questions. Each podcast will pull one out of the hat and see which one of the boys we can embarrass.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, thank you very much for joining me, James, Curtis, and to all our viewers. And next time you can catch us again. But in the meantime, catch us on the socials, which are
Eziway Car Club.
Is that it? Is that all I have to say?
That's all you need to know, mate. I don't know why you mess it up every time.
There you go. Oh, well, I won't throw to you boys anymore, but no, everybody, thank you for watching.
Thank you.